Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central. I'm at Dillahunty. You've tuned into The Hang Up. What am I hung up about? Well, lots of stuff. Yes, I'm aware that Tucker Carlson has been fired and that it seems like that might be tied to a sexual discrimination lawsuit even more than it was tied to the Dominion settlement. I'm going to hold off on addressing that until we have more information on that lawsuit. But evidently, Tucker and some of the folks on his team really, really, really like using the C word alongside other casual sexism. So I'm sure we'll be hearing a little bit more about that. There's a lot of other news about Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney and more, but I recently debated a Muslim on Saturday on the subject, is Islam true? I know I talked about that a little bit on Sunday, but I wanted to update everybody on the videos that I'll be releasing on my personal YouTube channel this coming week. First, that debate is already up there. There will be also a review of that debate, and there will be a video about the really, really, really bad arguments that Jesus was transgender. But the third video is going to be a little more, or the fourth video, I guess, is going to be a little more interesting, and I kind of wanted to tease it a little bit because I think people are going to have fun with it. At the beginning, it's going to be a very short review of the two other debates that took place at DebateCon 3. One of them was Eric Jones and Daniel Kikachu. My apologies if I butchered that name. I always do. Debating child marriage. The Muslim was in favor of it. The Christian was opposed to it, but I'll have thoughts about that debate. And the second debate after that was David Wood and Kenny Bomer, a Christian and an atheist, debating whether or not Muhammad's marriage to Aisha was moral, except that really wasn't what they talked about at all. But I'm going to do a very, very short look at those because what the rest of that video is something I've never done before. Now, you see, they want me to debate the Muslim apologist, Daniel Kikachu, the one who defended child marriage and child rape. We haven't decided on a topic or a format yet, but I'm hoping that we can debate whether secular humanistic morality or Muslim morality is better. And if we can do that, then in this video, I'm going to do something I've never done before. In much the same way that I pre-wrote my rebuttal against Cy-Ten Bruggencate, I'm going to release the bulk of my opening remarks in that video. I'm basically going to post that this week and give him several months to thoroughly listen to what I said and prepare for exactly what my position is so that he doesn't have to straw man me and he doesn't have to pretend like he was showing up, not knowing what I was going to say. I'm going to cover exactly what I'm going to say. And then when we get around to DebateCon 4, assuming we actually do this debate and assuming it's on the subject that I'm engaging, I may just play that video as my opening remarks, or part of that video as my opening remarks, and leave it there. I can't do any more to help them prepare for what I'm going to say than to tell them what I'm going to say months before they actually bother to show up. But while I was working on this project, I saw a tweet from someone who was presenting themselves as a supporter of mine and Aaron's and other people, who expressed disappointment that I had bothered to do a debate with Modern Day Debates channel at all because they've had Nazis and white supremacists on. And I saw this, and because I thought I was talking to a supporter who had an objection, I tweeted back at them. And I replied with a question to make sure I understood their position. And then where do we draw the line? Kind of, would it be okay for me to debate anti-trans folks, anti-abortion folks, or Catholic priests, or whatever? And they proceeded to rapid fire post a bunch of responses arguing with other people in that thread while not really replying to what I said. And seeing that they were, hot and ready to dump a ton of thoughts that I wouldn't have time to address before the show, and because arguing on Twitter isn't very productive, I invited them to call in and told them that I wouldn't be addressing this further on Twitter. It was much easier. We could have an actual discussion here. But then that person decided to quote tweet my initial response to them and utterly misrepresented my position, claiming without tagging me, Matt Dillahunty believes it's okay to go to a Nazi-friendly YouTube channel to debate as long as he isn't the one debating the Nazi. Previously, it could have been ignorance. Now it's a chosen position. Very, very disappointed, which isn't my position at all. He also told someone else that he thought I could talk to the Modern Day Debates organizers and discourage them from platforming folks like that, which if he would have bothered to call in or to actually talk to me, he would have known that I did literally exactly that on Sunday while I was there. Yes, I talked to one of the organizers about the type of people that they're platforming and the type of debates they're having right there. And I've done that, by the way, before when I left the channel and wasn't going to come back. And the other thing is, I'm literally working with Jimmy as well to establish a way for us to do debates on this channel so that the debates we want to do, nobody needs to go to Modern Day Debates to do it. But rather than calling in to discuss this, he decided to claim that I abuse callers and that he wouldn't call in there. So I doubt he's, a disappointed supporter. But he decided to post an absolute lie about what my position is. And then when I called him a fucking liar and blocked him, he then bragged about it, took screenshots of it, said he was going to get it framed, and then lied about me again. So another useless troll. I have no tolerance for liars. Sensationalizing liars who advocate for violence in response to speech also don't get any quarter from me, especially when they prove themselves to be simpletons whose largest thought seems to be Nazi bad, smash. But there's more on Twitter. Some preacher tried to suggest that I shouldn't be calling him out on his fallacies, and he managed to confuse me for the Amazing Atheist. And he linked to some tweet that the Amazing Atheist had posted and deleted about eliminating the age of consent. And he thought that was me. Folks, I'm not the Amazing Atheist. No matter how amazing you think I am, I'm better than that. I tried to get this preacher to call in as well, but instead of apologizing for confusing me with somebody else and for misrepresenting my position, a position I am thoroughly, repeatedly, robustly opposed to, he decided to carry on pretending that he was still right and that I was still wrong. And so instead, I'm going to focus on what today's show was actually supposed to be about. David Tamayo is my guest tonight. He's the president and founder of Hispanic American Freethinkers. And Hispanic American Freethinkers is the first and only national Latino 501c3 nonprofit of its kind. It started as an informal social group attempting to attract and educate Hispanic Americans about critical thinking skills, skepticism, and questioning supernatural claims. This organization serves as a resource and support to all Hispanic freethinkers in promoting the search for truth through science, rational thought, skepticism, humanism, logic, and the scientific criticisms of all unnatural or supernatural claims and dogmas. It encourages the rational evaluation of faith-based myths, the support of the constitutional idea of state and church separation, religious values, promotion of critical thinking in general, as well as absolute freedom of conscience. I haven't had the chance to talk or hang out with David since before COVID, and I reached out to him to see if we could get him to come in here, talk a little bit about what's going on with Hispanic American Freethinking community, the organization, and to talk about the specific problems that secularists and skeptics face when reaching out to the Hispanic American community. So everybody, please join me in welcoming the president and founder of Hispanic American Freethinkers, David Tamayo.
Thank you, Matt.
How you doing?
It's great to be here. I really appreciate you inviting me to come over. And yes, it's been a while since we've seen each other. And I think the last time we had contact was playing some chess. And so
it was. And now the World Championship's going on, so it's like old school week.
It's a lot of fun. So I think that I will be tuning in for the World Championship because I've been caught up in so many other things. I wasn't even sure that it was there, but thank you for having me here.
My pleasure.
I'll start by saying that buenas noches, in case somebody had buenas noches.
Instead of being English only, this is one of the few episodes where if a caller wants to call in, I'm assuming folks can hear me. I'll have to do a refresh. David, can you hear?
I can hear you.
I can't hear Jimmy. So Jimmy completely lost internet, but it seems to be back up. So let's try, just in case this. So we're going to mess around with this for a little bit. I want to make sure we talk a little Hispanic American Freethinkers, the organ, the specific.
Hey, so we're back, but we're back the way that we're back sometimes when this has happened in the past where we're back with only a couple megabits per second. So the signal is going to be complete shit.
Okay, let's reschedule this. I want David to get a better. David, is it possible that maybe we could reschedule this for next Wednesday or another Wednesday that you're open?
Yeah. Yes. Let's do that.
We'll talk to you offline. Thank everybody who's watching. Sorry that the signal is crap and everything right now. I want to make that David and Hispanic American Freethinkers get the best we've got to offer. And evidently there's storms or internet problems or whatever else. So we're going to call it quits for tonight. The tech stuff sorted out because my audio is too choppy. So they're not even understanding what I'm saying. David, thanks so much for coming by. My apologies.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got tornadoes over here. Patreon.com/call the line. Get us into a facility, a business facility, so we never have to deal with this shit ever in the future. But we haven't had this issue over here in a long time, but today we're back. Sorry everybody. We'll be back soon and we'll have everything rescheduled soon.